Hello, hello, everybody. How are you doing? Becky Rainey here. And I just was having a really wonderful conversation today with some friends and just making sure all these settings are correct here. Um, but really, just a wonderful conversation with some friends this morning about how do you show up in the world. And as a counselor, I have been really just always inspired by who we be in the world and how we show up and I've always been ebb and flow. Like sometimes I'm really depressed and sometimes I'm really on and just really going for it. And it's all about who you're being, right? And what does that mean? So I asked my friend, what does it mean? Like, who are you being? Like she's trying to find a job and having a hard time finding a job and getting hired, and she's really depressed and really getting discouraged. And that's, sure, you're going to get really discouraged. And, in network marketing, a lot of people think I'm crazy, doing network marketing and they have their own beliefs about it. They have their own thoughts about it. And then they want me to conform to their thoughts, right? And so when I was asking my friend, who are you being when you go on the interview? Are you being that you're hopeless, that you really desperately need this job? Please hire me, please hire me. You're basically showing up with the lack of abundance, scarcity. And when people think about like network marketing or people doing crazy things, that I would never do that. Like people tell me, Becky, I would never go to India. That's crazy. It's like so hard, such a long airplane flight. And how do you know where you're going and stuff? It's like, you're just so crazy. Well, if I was going to conform to everybody's thoughts and ideas, then I wouldn't have what I have. And think about who you're being. Like, are you conforming to other people's thoughts and beliefs? In my counseling, I talk often about you are the average of the five people you hang around the most with. And that's incredible. Like, I remember when I had my print shop and I was part of a wonderful organization called Wacom Business Alliance. And all the businesses that were members of that were big, large corporations like Bellingham Cold Storage and the Logos, which is the Bible software that was developed in Bellingham. They had like, 2, 300, 500 employees, and I had 12. I was the smallest business in that group. And, but they treated me with so much respect. The professionalism that those meetings were held were just really incredible. And I never really experienced that before. Like when I'd go to a BNI meeting or something like that, it was just always lower end type conversations because people never really spoke up into the bigger world of conversations. And so who are you being? How do you show up like in the BNI, or how do you show up in the Walk in Business Alliance group where these people are making lots of money and doing things, and developing that kind of way of being, developing that confidence level of actually showing up that way. So we were also talking, and I never heard it this way before until this morning, that who you're being, like when you're being unreasonable, like I love being unreasonable. Like I had laser eye surgery. I know I'm wearing my readers right now, but laser eye surgery just so I can see far away. I was so scared, like they're going to cut into my eyeball. And what if they screw up? And I just was really scared, but I did it anyway. I was going to lean in and be unreasonable, not let all of the reasons of why I shouldn't have my eyeballs cut, which are many, right? But going through and thinking about all the reasons that hold us back in life and hold us from the experience. So I love living unreasonable. Did you realize? So, what I heard this morning was reasonable people conform to the world around them. Progress of the world depends on unreasonable people. The world can't grow unless we have people who aren't going to listen to the reasons. They're going to break the mold, move past all the conformity that happens in the world. This is so inspiring. Like whether you agree with it or not, what Elon Musk is doing by breaking down the structures and the conformity of these government organizations and being, they get so complacent and so reliant on that money when it's really not really the way it's supposed to go, right? And I think about my print shop and how I had to do everything I could to have the best customer service and do unreasonable things that weren't the same way other people did them so that we could stand out and people would choose our business to actually buy printing from us. And that's a huge thing when you think about how do you market and stand out in the world. I love the books, Guerrilla Marketing. They're really just really incredible books on how you can market yourself, do things out of the mold that are different so that people will remember you. What are you doing that people can remember you by? How are you showing up? Again, it's that who are you being? And um, so being unreasonable is really a good thing. And be a change agent. Like step out of the mold, step out of the uncomfort zone, right? And really make it an incredible experience. That is really where we start to live our life, is when we're growing and being bigger than we know ourselves to be, when we're actually creating an impact for the world. And that's why I'm building doTERRA, is that it was a huge change for me with my health. And I was so inspired by, after all these years, after all this doctoring and trying to figure out what was wrong with my stomach, and they weren't able to help me. Like I tried this, tried that, all these things, and it was just like playing tennis, like back and forth, and not getting anything resolved. And when I found something that truly worked for me, it was just incredible. And so I started sharing with other people, like, hey, change this, change that. I was being a change agent. I was being a stand for other people to have, well, really to stop the suffering, right? Because stop the suffering. Oh my gosh, we have such an amazing life in front of us and we spend most of it suffering. I'm not okay with that. And that's why I'm a counselor. That's why I've been working at the Suicide Prevention Center, helping people make a difference and seeing the pathway. And it's just so amazing to talk to my clients and have them say, Becky, you've made a huge difference for me in my life. And I'm like, I just I just was helping you be a change agent for yourself, helping you stand for yourself, helping you find your authentic self. And so don't listen to the naysayers and the people who are just wanting to be comfortable, because you're just going to be comfortable. And sometimes that comfort actually creates that depression, right? It's like we get bored. And we, as human beings, the way we be in life is stretching and growing is when we feel fulfilled. It's when we're living lit up, when we're living inspired. And that's what I am. I want to be a change agent. My nickname is the Sparkler, so I want to sparkle on people and help them find their love and their life, and making an impact for the world. So being an unstoppable fluence, that's my my goal for you for today. And if you want to go out and, oh, there was this really cool thing too that I remember learning in another course that I took. Paying it forward. This was years ago. Have you ever been to a coffee stand where you ordered a coffee and somebody paid for it for you? That's a pay it forward, and having it be that people don't know who you are and you paid for them, right? And so you usually pay for the person behind you. So who can you do? What can you do today to pay it forward? And I would love for you to be unreasonable about it, because what we want to do is be a change agent for the world, to bring love back into our community, to stop the divisiveness, and to help people be healthy again, make America healthy again. I think everybody can stand on that. So, anyway, thanks so much for joining me. I just wanted to share with you my thoughts today on being unreasonable, being a change agent for the world. And if you have any questions or thoughts, I'd love to hear in the chat. Like my video if you could, please, and share it. Love you guys. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.